Hey everyone, Ray Pankern here, certified financial planner in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the more important decisions you'll make when it comes to your money, and that's picking the right financial advisor. There are plenty of advisors out there. Some are good, some are bad. And so what I'm going to give you today is three things to look at when it comes to picking the right advisor. There may be more that you want to add to your criteria, but these three I think apply to any advisor you work with. The first would be, what is the advisor's experience? So if you're a financial advisor that started in 2008, not 2008, 2009, 2010, you've seen the stock market go straight up. You've not gone through a market where you're seeing what's called the Great Recession, stock market dropping 20, 30, 40%. For me, I joined the industry in 2006, moved to Dallas in 2008 to run a financial advisory branch, and I learned a lot. I mean, with experience comes wisdom. You can't learn that kind of stuff in school. When you're looking at a client in their eyes and they're seeing their overall nest egg go down 20, 30%, what do? How do you respond to a market that appears to be collapsing? I learned a lot about human behavior, learned a lot about my own philosophy on managing money, changed completely because of this experience. I believe the more experience somebody has in the industry, the more qualified they are to do the job. It will help you when you are going through a tough time with your finances, to have somebody that's gone through that tough road, that's traveled with other clients and knows what to do. The second thing I would say is look at their overall history. Now, what do I mean by that? There's a website called FINRA, FINRA.org, and there's a section called Broker Check. You can put in my information, you can put in any financial advisor's information, and it'll tell you their work history, where they worked. It'll tell you any kind of lawsuits or judgments, complaints, basically their entire history. That's important for you to know. If you are working with an advisor and you see that they had a lawsuit for a lot of money because they lied on an application, that's just one example. Well, that's something you need to know, and you should look at that before you talk to a financial advisor, and also feel comfortable asking them about it. There is two sides to the story. I'm personally friends with advisors who have some complaints on their work history, and when you hear the story, there was more to it. So I don't want to say if you see something on there completely shut them down, but you should look at it, research who you're working with, and then ask them, hey, I looked at your record on Broker Check. Tell me what happened, and you can determine if that's something that you're comfortable with or not. The last thing I would say is asking your financial advisor if they are a fiduciary. Now, what that means is essentially, are they going to do things that are in your best interest? Now, I would argue that any financial advisor that you talk to, if you ask them if they're a fiduciary, they're probably going to say, yes, I am. I mean, who wouldn't say, I do things in your best interest? But if they're held to fiduciary standards, certified financial planners, investment advisors, registered investment advisors are held to what's called a fiduciary standard. And again, that means, are they going to do things that are in your best interest? Now, how do you determine if somebody's a fiduciary? The one thing I would say is, how do they get paid? You should feel very comfortable in asking somebody, hey, how do you get paid? If I do business with you, tell me how you're compensated, because compensation drives behavior. And so once you learn that, you can determine if this financial advisor is in a position to be a fiduciary. Also, you should feel free asking, give me an example where you did the right thing for the client, where it didn't benefit you, it benefited the client, and see what kind of stories they tell you. In my line of work, there are ways to demonstrate being a fiduciary. The next video that I'll create for you, I'll share with you some of the things I do to demonstrate how I'm a fiduciary and how I do things that are in a client's best interest. But for you, these are three things. What's their experience? their work history, and then are they a fiduciary? Now, an added bonus to that is, what are their education? Do they have like a certified financial planner designation? Are they, do they have any kind of master's or MBA in some sort? What kind of licenses they have? There's a variety of licenses they can get that puts them in a unique position to better serve you. So again, experience, history, fiduciary, the three things you should look into before you work with any advisor. If you could, please subscribe to my page. If there's anything you want me to discuss, anything on your mind that you wish for me to discuss in these videos, send an email to info@legacyco.com. Also, if you wish to speak to myself or another one of my financial advisors on my team, send me an email at that same email and we'll get you set up. Thanks for watching.